Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Smart and Safe Small Business Podcast. I am joined here today by Steven Muller from Bookkeeper360. Steven has over 8 years of experience in the bookkeeping space, and he has a passion for helping business owners succeed. Thank you for joining, Steven.
Absolutely, Alex. Thanks for having me.
So tell me, who is your ideal client? Who do you work with?
Yeah, great question. We really cater to a wide range of businesses, anybody from call it a low-end startup pre-revenue phase all the way up into the tens of millions, a lot of professional services, a lot of e-commerce, and a lot of tech. A very wide range of businesses in there.
You've got a lot of everything. So tell me, what is one specific problem you help your clients solve?
I mean, really at the core of it, Alex, it's all around making it easier for the business owner to focus on their passion and what they went into business to do, while we manage all things bookkeeping, back office, payroll, tax related. We're really that one-stop shop that allows it for a business owner to focus on those areas, focus on the things that matter most, while we really handle everything else.
Yeah, I would imagine many business owners don't start a business because they have a passion for doing the back office accounting and bookkeeping. And if you do, you're probably in the wrong industry. You should come come work for
Come
Bookkeeper
work for us.
360. Yeah, totally. So tell me, what are some typical symptoms that businesses have if they're struggling with the back office work that you guys help with?
Yeah, I mean, it's really a combination of a couple of different things. As you mentioned, I've been here at our firm a little bit over 8 years. So I've truly spoken to thousands of different business owners from really all different walks of life. One of the most things that they have in common is that they never really have a good understanding of their finances, how they're managing. To your point, if they decide to do it internally, they don't really know how to manage a finance team. They don't get accurate books and records. And then obviously, they could be really successful in business, but they just can't make accurate decisions. They're going off of more of a gut than accurate financial information. And obviously, in a competitive space that we're in, it's really so much more helpful to have proactive information to make those business decisions.
And going from your gut can probably work until a certain point, but especially when you have so much uncertainty, like in today's times, you really have to rely on solid fact and evidence-based financial statements if you're going to make a pivot or make a change that's going to have a substantial impact on your bottom line. In your opinion,
Absolutely.
here, at what point does operating based on gut feeling need to be transitioned to operating based on evidence-based financial statements?
It's really a great question, Alex. What I've seen a lot of the times, it's anytime you bring on that first employee, because it's not just yourself, it's not a hobby, it's something where you're creating a job and a career for somebody else. So, you really have to look at it from that perspective too. Obviously, if you're going to sit idle and be kind of a little bit more mom and pop-ish and sit back about how you do it, that's one thing. But, if you're a company that's really more serious about growth and looking to take it to the next level, it's as soon as you open your doors. It's not based on revenue. It's not based on expenses. You could be a brand new startup, have the greatest idea. And, just like anything else, if you don't have the operations in place and everything that you need to do, you're never going to kick it into high gear.
Absolutely. There's a professor and researcher at Stanford, Huggy Rao, and Bob Sutton, actually, they're partners, and they say something that I like to repeat over and over again, which is in order to scale excellence, you have to have excellence to scale. And so much of the back office work in the accounting and finances is all about having the proper foundation for your business so that you can scale it with excellence. So tell me, tell me about a common mistake that a business owner might make when they're trying to handle this themselves.
Sure. Really, I'll break it down to two of the most common things that I come across. Either they'll try to build it internally, with an internal bookkeeper or staff accountant. And to exactly the point that you brought up earlier, they don't understand how to manage a finance department. It's nothing that they've ever done before. It's not the primary focus of their business. And they don't really understand what they need to when looking at financials. And that's why, every couple months you hear about the internal bookkeeper that embezzled, or even the partner, because there's not an outside party that's really keeping control of this. That's that outside system of checks and balances. So that's probably the most common. Secondary to that, when people start to look to outsource things, a lot of times they'll look and they'll compare them side by side, and they'll start to choose, the most inexpensive solution. And a lot of the times those companies are the ones that outsource things overseas. And unfortunately, the quality, the timeliness suffers. And, again, that's one of the worst things that could happen, is to be provided financials that are incorrect. And then you make a business decision off of it. Imagine somebody miscategorizes one item. You think you're running out of cash and you cut staff. Meanwhile, you're trying to grow. It could be really detrimental to your business.
Absolutely. And just you don't know what you don't know in this space. And if your books are just not structured correctly to begin with, all of the numbers and the line items might be correct, but if it's not structured in a meaningful way for your business as a business owner in order to make strategic decisions, then it's still worthless to you. So I can totally
Absolutely.
identify with that. So tell me, what is one free valuable action that listeners can put into action in their business today?
Sure. So I give this to anybody out there, whether you have an internal and external bookkeeper, you're working with your accountant, whatever the case might be. Reach out to me, reach out to my team. I'm more than happy, free of charge, just as a courtesy, to give a look through the books and records, see if there's anything that jumps out, anything that's of concern. Again, we've done this for thousands of business owners, and there's a lot of things that could be gained to it. Even looking through systems and process, I'm always happy to go through, make a recommendation and something that might improve and make your internal life, or even your internal bookkeeper's life, just a little bit easier.
And what free resources would you suggest to listeners that are looking to get their accounting and back office more under control?
Sure. So we did create a special landing page just for this event with some offers and promotions. So feel free to go to www.bookkeeper360.com/tax-valet. That way you can get in touch with me and our team, and we're more than happy to go through, basically call it a 30 minutes needs assessment with you, and really go into the details, walk through the back office process, where the pain points and issues are. And as an outcome of that, we'll have specific recommendations for different software, different service, different things that you could put in place. And again, this is whether you do it internally or you work with an external bookkeeper or provider like us.
Well, very good. We will make sure to have that link on the blog post and also in the show notes. Thank you so much, Steven. Really appreciate your time, and I'll catch up
Of
with you
course.
later.
Alrighty. Thanks, Alex.